So this might make me look like a psycho, but I'm using 4 different notebooks this year. And I realized that it probably does make me look like a psycho. Hi everyone, and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys about things I'm bringing into 2026. 1, I'm just going to reflect. 2, I'm going to feel like what worked, what didn't work. And 3, things I want to also add to things I'm bringing from 2025 into 2026. But it's not 2026 yet. It's still December of 2025. But it's always never too late to start thinking about next year. So I have a whole list. So if I look down, I have a whole list of things I want to talk about. So first, let's talk with 2025. What worked? What didn't work? So 2025 was a lot. I was finishing my second year of college into my last year of college because I'm only doing 3 years because I had transfer credit, luckily. And so it was a lot. It was shifting from really learning, not knowing Python, to learning it over the summer, to now I think I've gotten it, not to a professional level, of course, or like to any level, but I think I've finally can understand Python a lot more. I can definitely read like syntax error and all of that. And so I think that's one of the things I'm like most proud of, because last year couldn't do it. This year wanted to learn, and I did that. And that didn't happen without someone there to keep me accountable. So I think going to 2026 is always having people there to keep you accountable. Whether that's your friends, your parents. Another thing was finding motivation. I think during those pitfalls of where someone lacks motivation, or when I lacked motivation, it was really hard to try to come back from that, because you were already in a downturn. You were already like, I am on a downhill slide. It's going to be so hard to go back up. But you need to realign your motivation and your goal. It's like, I really was excited to learn Python, and then I pushed it off until summer. I could have learned it during the school year, could have really delved deep in it with my professors, but I felt like I was struggling, and I felt like I couldn't do it. But then it's also realigning that goal is that I want to work with data, and one of the programming language that you need to know is Python. So that was a new like motivation for me to learn Python. So I think finding realigning your motivation with your goals. And then with realigning your motivation with a goal is setting a small goal. So again, with a Python example, my goal was to do a chapter a day. If I didn't do a chapter a day, it was a chapter every 2 days. And I did that because it was a small goal where it's like, yes, I had to finish this Python book. I think it was like 10 to 11 chapters that I needed to do. What I did instead was, let me break it down by week, or let me break it down by day. Because during the summertime, I had time. So I did 1 chapter a day. And then when I felt like that was too much because I wasn't really comprehending the material, I did a chapter every other day. And that really helped, 1, with motivation. 2, feeling like I was accomplished. Because I think at the beginning of the year, I got really lost in wanting the big picture. Like, my big picture with Python was I would be so proficient. I'm not. And that's okay. I think realigning your goals with what work helps. And for me, it was like, I don't really know that much Python as I thought I would. But I can confidently say that I can code something without needing help. And that's like amazing. Like, that's a good goal. That was a good motivation to also have. On the lines of that, what didn't work? So what didn't work for me was forcing myself to do it. Going back to the example of doing Python every single day, doing a chapter a day, forcing myself to do a chapter wasn't the most productive. It wasn't the most motivating. It wasn't feeling the most accomplished, because at that time, it felt more like a downturn. I couldn't get back up. So realigning my goals and not forcing myself to do it made me more productive. It made me have more motivation to do it. And so that's why I changed it to doing a chapter every 2 days. So don't force something because it might be a worse result than you are expecting. And then let's go into what I would improve from 2025. What would I improve from 2025? One is discipline, two is commitment. I think 2025 was really learning about what can help me be the most productive and be the most motivated. Was one, not forcing myself to do it, but being disciplined enough to do it. So not forcing myself to do it every single day, but being disciplined enough to know that I should practice every single day. And staying committed, because I feel like I would go through spikes of really doing it and then not. I think that goes back to being disciplined. When you're disciplined, you have a structure. And not being disciplined, you don't have a structure. And if you have a structure to do things, you're a little more disciplined. You can figure out more motivations. You can recalculate how to think. And I think by the end of this year, I really learned to reassess my time, but also manage my time to do the things I want without giving up other things. It's like I started to do Vlogmas. All the videos are gone, unfortunately, but I started to do Vlogmas, and I was posting every single day for about 2 weeks. I edited it pretty much every single day for 2 weeks, and that realized that you can be, like, I realized that I could be disciplined, and I could be committed to something and still feel accomplished. And that's the goal, is to be disciplined, to do what I wanted. I went to school, I ate, I edited, I filmed, I studied, all during midterms and finals week. And I was committed to it because it was a goal and something I wanted to achieve. So that's definitely what I want to improve more, is just being able to have everything I want. So let's get into 2026 goals. But I can't talk about my 2026 goal without showing you guys all the notebooks I'm using. So this might make me look like a psycho, but I'm using 4 different notebooks this year. And I realize that it probably does make me look like a psycho. But let me go through them. And this is how I'm really prepping for 2026. So this is the Hobonichi Cousin in Weeks. This is for it's for habits, content, meals, and just like little notes throughout the day that I want to remember. This is the 2026 Muji planner and monthly, I believe. And this is my like daily journal. It's gonna have all like my to-do list, my classes, all that good things I need every single day. I would use the Hobonichi Weeks originally. I wanted to do that, but this was too small to write down everything I needed in it. Like the lines were too small and wasn't big enough. So I switched to the Muji. And then for this is the Lecherman. I think this is the regular Lecherman. It's like 200 something pages. And this is my bullet journal. So I already started to fill out some of the pages. My book tracker that I'm going to start. And then I also have like my bingo for the year. And I'm slowly filling things out right now. Yeah, so this is journal number 3. Then journal number 4 is my bullet journal X Leachman collab. Well, I don't know if it's a collab, but it's like the book. And this is the one I mainly use for content. And I have been for the past year. So I updated it for 2026 though. And I'm really going to dive a lot more into content creation. So I started it. And so I have my goals I want to achieve. I also have a new series I'm working on for next year. I'm very excited for this one. It's going to be talked about in another video, actually. The 4 journals I have, and these are literally the first time I've ever had more than like maybe 2 journals. I usually have like 1 to 2, but this year I have 4. So we'll see if I like it. That's something I'm also new to doing, because I saw a post was like, you should have a journal for each part of your brain, kind of. So this is like different parts of my brain working, because I realized I tried to make my bullet journal last year to do everything, and then I got like a regular notebook to write my to-do list, and that felt so much better. And then I tried like Notion. I still love my Notion. Okay, I love my Notion. And maybe I'll do another video and like revamping my Notion. And then I tried like Google Calendar reminders, stuff like that. I just like, that did not work well for me unless it was like on paper. So I've learned to do a mix of both, kind of. I put things that are important on my calendar and plan my day on my calendar, like my day to day. but like my list and stuff like that are all in notebooks. 2026. What are my goals? My main goals are like prioritizing my health and my wellness and finding a job. Unfortunately, I am graduating this May. Luckily and unfortunately, I am graduating college this May. And I gotta find a big girl job. Thing about 2026 this year is when I was thinking about it, what I wanted to consider was my health and wellness. I think over the last couple of years, with the grind of college and everything, I really kind of put my health on a back burner, and it's wild to do that. And I think I'm getting at an age where, yes, I'm young, but I'm not as young as I used to be, and my health is gonna last me a lifetime. I have a Whoop now. I used to have an Apple Watch. I've had an Apple Watch for like 5 years at this rate. And my best friend and roommate, she was using the Whoop. She got it, I think, a year ago. And Whoop was doing a thing where if you upgraded, you get the newest, like 5.0. And so she did. And she graciously handed me her Whoop. And I've had it for like a month, and I love this thing. I don't think I've known what's going more on with my health since. Like, I realized I don't get a lot of sleep when I'm doing finals week, and it showed. And so let me show you guys. So the coolest feature I think on Whoop is the strain and recovery. So the blue is your strain, and the red, yellow, and green is your recovery. And it really shows you if you're overusing your body and if you're getting enough sleep. And I think right now that's the importance for me, because I will overuse my body, and not in a good way, because I'm just pushing myself to the limit and not getting enough sleep, which in 2026 I really want to focus on my health. So getting enough sleep is very important. And then in other terms of just like overall 2026 stuff that I've been using this year and I'm going to bring next year is my Finch app. If you guys don't know what Finch is, this is going to sound like an ad. But again, another one of my friends got me onto this, and I seen it around. So Finch is like a little pet, and you let them go through doing your tasks, your little to-dos, all of that. And I honestly love this app. So I forgot that to talk about 2026, I should talk about my 2025 mood board and what I did and what I didn't do. So it's kind of like, ironically, the first photo is 3 girls and drinks, which is so funny because my friend group went from 4 to 3. So yeah, so I unironically, my friend group went from 4 to 3. But I feel like that also represents like me, my roommate, and her sister as like the 3 of us. I feel like we became closer this year, and we're planning again for 2026 to move in together. So I feel like that was very much a step up. And then the flowers and the coffee was more about self-care, being like taking myself out, having a peace of mind. I think when I get so busy, I forget to take care of myself and treat myself. And I think that was a reminder to like treat myself more often, which I feel like I did a lot more. Is like treating myself, being okay with making decisions that favored me more than someone else, because I'm not like, I need to learn to put myself first, because sometimes I don't. And then it's don't wish for it, work for it. That's a quote. Because I think as I grew up, and especially the last year, I had so many things I want to do, like for Python. I can't wish to be good at it if I don't work for it. And I think that's a really much of a mindset I had like this year. And I think I'm still going to have it going into next year. And then I have cooking and healthy foods. Both of them I enjoy a lot. I think this year I cooked a lot more, and I think I made healthier options if I could. I think it's all about mindset, to be like, it's like you can still have the things that you did not like, but you can make a healthier option. If I wanted something, let's say if I wanted a burger, but I didn't really want the bread because that's like carbs are good for you, but having too much at night, it's not that great for like me personally. I don't think it like you should really like it's like you're not be able to digest it. Like in Chinese, there's a word for it, and it pretty much symbolizes your digestive system. And so carbs, you won't be able to digest that at night. So I made an option. I made smash burger bowls, like salads. And that was a good alternative for me, or like a lettuce wrap. So I think it's being smart and making healthier options. And then of course we have a flight. I really wanted to take a trip somewhere new this year, and I went to New York 3 separate times. It was a fun experience. I would go back again, but I definitely could never live in New York. I think I'm a little bit too much of a germaphobe to live in New York. And then of course we have skincare. Skincare is, I feel like this year I very much like minimized my routine. I stopped using a lot of things. I minimize it. I only use products I really want to do. In another video, I think I'm going to get into my skincare routine because I feel like I've really transformed my skin over the past year. From like last year to this year, between stress and everything, like I think my skin is doing really, really well. And I'll do a whole like skincare routine. And then we have workout equipment. This year I really wanted to prioritize moving my body more than previous year. So this year because I started playing Pogo again, like Pokemon Go, I definitely hit my step counts. I definitely am able to move my body at least 5 times a week. It's really nice when I'm stuck inside or I've looked at a computer for too long to move my body, and it felt really nice. In the upcoming years, I really want to get back into Pilates. I was into Pilates, I think like 2-3 years ago. And I want to get back into Pilates, so that's something I'm going to focus on. And then books. Of course, books. I actually did not hit my reading goal this year of 100 books. And then we have the quote. Your mind is a powerful thing. When you fill it with positive thoughts, your life will start to change. I think that is a very powerful and strong quote because I've been in a negative space, especially knowing that I'm graduating next year and I have to go into a job market and I have to do all of that. I think every graduating college senior knows that this is a stressful time and negative thoughts can really seep in. And I have my wonderful roommate to thank me to remind me that it's just a little bump in the road and you have to have positive thoughts or your life will never change. So having those positive motivations will get you through it. And then of course the last one is the city sidelines and work, and that's like my life now. I'm doing school and I love to open my window and see outside, see the sunset, see the sunrise. Like I saw that so much this year and it really like grounded me. And I think I'm going to continue to do it. But yeah, I think I did pretty well. I think my mood board for 2025 was pretty accurate, to be honest, of what I wanted 2025 to be. I think there is still some improvements in some areas. I definitely could read more books, be a little more strict with myself, but that's what 2026 is for. Thank you for watching today's video. If you haven't already, please subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.